It's almost time to rally in the valley. But first, it's the Matsu Miners pregame show, brought to you by Napa Auto Parts.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Mulcahy Field here in Anchorage. It's a cloudy 66-degree day here between the matchup between the Matsu Miners and the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. I'm Emma Tiedemann alongside Austin Pollock, and yesterday, just to recap the doubleheader against the Oilers from Kenai. Game 1, the Miners won 4-1 with Tyler Stubblefield pitching the complete game, 7 innings pitched, 6 hits, 7 strikeouts, 2 walks, and only 1 run. And the Miners who scored were Cam Newell, scored in the 4th inning. Decker had a double and also scored off of that. Meyer with a triple. There were 2 triples in the 5th inning. Meyer had a triple and then scored off of a triple by Frost. And then Decker scored again in the 6th inning, making it 4-1. And Stubblefield got the win in that game. And then for Game 2, it was a completely different story. The Miners fell to the Oilers 10-1, with Kyle Serrano getting the start, went 4 1/3 innings, gave up 1 hit, struck out 6, walked 3, and gave up 4 runs. Then Hunter Rodriguez came in for a third of an inning, walked 3, and gave up 3 runs. Then Terrazas, 1 1/3 inning with 3 hits, no strikeouts, 3 walks, 1 run. Matt Decker, the new pitcher now for the Miners, just got here about 2 days ago. He came in, pitched the 7th inning, gave up 2 hits, 1 strikeout, and 1 walk, and gave up 2 runs. Miners finished 10-1 with that game, and only Panachone, the shortstop, batting second last night, was able to score. He scored off of a single. Miners had 7 hits, but fielding was the major problem with 4 errors and 9 left on base. So today they're hoping to kind of restart things here against the Glacier Pilots, a team that they know pretty well. Haven't played them quite as much as the Chinooks, but they've played them enough. They know kind of what to expect. So, Austin, what do you think they're expecting out of this Glacier team?
You know, it's really hard to say. I think it starts with the bats tonight because, of course, only 1 run yesterday in Game 2. So I think that's a little – it's hard to know what to expect. And I think it starts with Sevi Romo, the starting pitcher. We haven't seen him start. We haven't seen him pitch in a couple days. And the right-hander for the Pilots, Ari Fouché from LSU. Don't know too much about him either. We've seen him 2 times in relief appearances, but when you've got 2 guys with not much starting experience going in a game like this, you don't know what you're going to get out of your bats. And watching the team in batting practice, Paul Panachone, the shortstop for the Miners, he was looking at trying to get the ball deeper and maybe even out of the ballpark. He's trying to work on that power. I don't know if that's something he's trying to work on in games or if that's just something trying to put on a show.
That's right, and talking about Sevi Romo getting the start today for the Miners, has a 2-1 record with 9 2/3 innings pitched throughout the season so far. Has given up 15 hits with 6 runs. All of those were earned. Has only walked 2, though, which is a very interesting number for a starting pitcher for the Miners, and has struck out 10 with an ERA of 5.58. So I think that we might see a little bit of a difference here with the starting pitcher in Romo. We see a lot of walks when it comes to the Miners pitchers. Less now that they've kind of been more comfortable, but I think from the beginning, Romo had the fewest amount of walks, and I think that's something we noticed early on.
Yeah, the Miners come in, though, with a lead in the National League, and I think it's hard right now because there's only really, I guess, 4 starters in this rotation that you know of who are starters. It's Kyle Serrano, Ryan Hendricks, Tyler Stubblefield, and John Farindelli. The other one, it's sort of like we just don't know. It seems like there's always somebody else. We saw Josh Morris. We've seen John Boyer. Tonight we see Sevi Romo. It's not like they're having a hard time trying to find that. I feel like they just want to use that extra spot as a chance to get some people that experience starting.
Definitely, and starting or pitching has kind of been the story here for the Miners early on, but it seems like the starters have been more comfortable on the mound. Serrano played sick yesterday, but still did, in my views, I think he did a pretty good job considering, and pitched pretty solid. Stubblefield has been pretty solid from the start. Farindelli's getting better, so I think they're getting better. So now I think it's time to focus on the relievers. And yesterday, Hunter Rodriguez had a tough outing, walked 3 in a row, and that was in the 5th inning of the second game. Then Terrazas came in, walked 3 also, And Matt Decker, the first time we got to see him from Incarnate Word in Texas, gave up 2 hits, struck out 1, walked 1, and gave up 2 runs. So I think relievers is now kind of the name of the game. The Miners have the hitting aspect, they have the pitching, the starting pitching, and now it's the relievers. But we do have a pretty great closer for the Miners. That's Vince Arobio. So I don't think that's a big problem for the Miners. It's that in-between innings from about 5 to 8.
Yeah, I agree. It seems like everything's very solid, 5 to 8, and it's as long as the team gets a good solid start from the starter. That's the key right there. And of course, it's always run support as well. That has not been a problem at all. Yesterday it was an issue, but yesterday's in Game 2, I got to be more specific. It's kind of just like there was a little bit of everything that went wrong in that second game with the bullpen. Kyle Serrano, he got the loss, but he pitched pretty well. He just left runners on, and those runs were charged to him.
Right.
So from what we saw, while he was physically on the mound, he looked very good. And as Ben Taylor said in the postgame show, that was coming off food poisoning earlier in the day. I've had food poisoning. It's not easy to get up and go to the mound. So hats off to Serrano for pitching what was a very solid game, especially after not feeling well. But the bullpen was shaky, and then the bats didn't have it going. And then the defense, we have not seen some defensive problems but all season long, but certainly got our share of them yesterday, probably around that middle of the game in the 5th inning.
Yeah, the 5th inning was really the kind of inning that did it in for the Miners. 6 runs were scored, 2 hits, but only 2 hits. You know, they were 5 batters walked, and with only 1 left on base. And I think that, 2 left on base with 2 errors during that inning also. And I just think that kind of really brought that team down. And, you know, there were 2 7-inning games played yesterday. And so we were talking to Ben Taylor, and he said, you know, it's a kind of different mindset going into a 7-inning game versus a 9-inning game. And, you know, usually I think that we could have seen a Miners come back if it was a 9-inning game. But when all that's the 6 runs scored in the 5th, and you only have 2 innings to get back, that's really tough mentally to come back from. But today they're looking for trying up another win streak. They had a 6-win streak yesterday going into Game 2. And we will introduce the starting lineup first for the Miners. Cameron Frost, the center fielder. And at batting second, Paul Panachone, the shortstop. Cam Newell batting third, playing right field. Josh Meyer, the catcher, in the cleanup spot. Nick Senzel playing at first base in the 5th spot. Nick Blazer batting 6th, also the designated hitter. Jordan Rogers batting 7th, playing third base. Terrence Conley batting 8th, playing at second base. And Dane Wunderlich in the 9th hole out in the left field. And, of course, on the mound is Sevi Romo.
Well, the defensive alignment starting for the Pilots: Kevin Beers at third base, Justin Protasio at shortstop, Ryan Dobson at second, Trevor Podratz at first. Sean Wood is in left field. Chester Pack, he's 4th in the ABL in hitting. He's in center field. Nico Sainz tied with Cam Newell with 4 home runs to the league lead. He's in right. And Colin Thoreau doing the catching for Ari Fouché. Looks like we're just about ready to get things started here in Anchorage. The Pilots have not taken the field yet. Maybe some sort of a delay before the pregame ceremonies. There's 2 players, 1 for each side, heading into this game. Key players. What do you think it is? I know that's a little bit of a tough question.
Well, for the Miners, I'd probably have to say Romo, and this is, I think, the 3rd key player in a row that we've said it's a pitcher, but it really is. You know, that pitcher is a big part of the game for any baseball team. So it's Romo for me, and I think for the Pilots, looking at it, it's probably
a tough one.
That is a tough one. Maybe Kevin Veers. Well, Pack, Veers, and Clayton Taylor all are in double-digit RBIs, and I think that might be a little thing to kind of keep an eye out for if they come up to the plate and there are runners on the bases. They're obviously pretty good at batting them in, so I think that might be those 3 players with the RBIs as high as they do, as high as they have. I think that might be a thing to just kind of look out for.
Yeah, I think for the Miners it is Sevi Romo. I'll agree with you. He's got to just pitch well and put his team in a position to get some runs and to get some runs early
Right.
and then not to give up runs to sort of let that lead slip away. And for the Pilots, I'm going to go with Trevor Podratz. He is on a 5-game hitting streak. During that streak, he's 7 for 15. He's been on base in 11 straight games. He's improved his average to 298. And last time these two teams played, he was around the 230, 240 mark. I had a chance to talk to him before the game, and he said he's just feeling more comfortable and feeling a lot better at the plate.
And we've kind of seen him kind of struggle against Miners pitchers. He's one that likes to swing for the fences and swing a lot. So it'll be interesting to see how he can hold up against Sevy Romo and the relievers who might come in later in the game. But looks like things are just about to get started down at Mulcahy Field, and we will take you down there until first pitch.
All right, baseball fans, welcome to Car Safeway Man at the Ballpark. We welcome Car Safeway employees and their families. And now, the starting lineup for tonight's Alaska Baseball League matchup between the visiting Matsu Miners and your Glacier Pilots. Starting for Matsu Miners, leading off from Washington State, number 22, center fielder Cameron Frost. Batting second from Grand Canyon, number 3, shortstop Paul Panichone. Batting third from UC Santa Barbara, number 14, right fielder Cam Newell. From Grand Canyon, number 24, catcher Josh Meyer. From the University of Tennessee, number 13, first baseman Nick Senzel. Batting sixth from Cal State Northridge, number 4, designated hitter Nick Glacier. Batting seventh from the University of Tennessee, number 7, third baseman Jordan Rogers. Batting eighth from UNC Wilmington, number 26, second baseman Terrence Connolly. And batting ninth from Rice, number 9, left fielder Dane Wunderlich. And starting catcher from the University of San Diego, number 8, Sevy Romo. And now, the starting lineup for your Glacier Pilots. Leading off from the University of Kansas, number 2, shortstop Justin Protasio. Batting second from Cal State Northridge, number 11, center fielder Chester Pack. Batting third from Fresno State, number 5, third baseman Kevin Beers. Batting fourth from the University of Hawaii, number 25, first baseman Trevor Podratz. Batting fifth from the University of Nebraska Omaha, number 31, designated hitter Clayton Taylor. Batting sixth from St. Mary's College, number 3, right fielder Nico Saenz. Batting seventh from West Virginia University, number 34, left fielder Sean Wood. Batting eighth from Delta College, number 16, catcher Colin Thoreau. And batting ninth from Fresno State, number 1, second baseman Ryan Dodson. And starting on the mound for your Glacier Pilots from LSU, number 30, Henri Fauché. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to remind you, Tuesday, July 1st, we will be in Palmer for 2 7-inning games beginning at 6 p.m. Also, we would now like to ask you to please rise and look to left field for the singing of our national anthem by Jessica Pester.
Let the proudly we hail at the twilight's gleam, whose vessels stray right side through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watch, would so gallantly stream, in the rushes bright glare, the most came through for the light that our flag will. Oh, say does that star sing, banner away, for the land of the free, and the home of the brave.
How about another round of applause for Justin Kester? We'd like to remind you that Wednesday, July 2nd, the Glacier Pilots are back in Anchorage to host the MAP2 Miners at 7 p.m. On the 3rd, we are off, but we return for the 4th of July game.
With championships in 2004, 2007, 2009, and 2010, the Miners are looking to bring a title back to the Mat-Su Valley.
This is the longest championship drought in 10 seasons.
8 former Miners selected in the 2014 MLB draft, and head coach Ben Taylor is back for another season of baseball in the Valley.
Here we go. Mat-Su Miners baseball on the Miners Radio Network.
2-0 pitch swung on, lifted to center field. Charging is Frost. Frost makes a diving catch. What a play by the center fielder.
Sent out to deep right, going back is James Navant at the wall. He will watch it go.
High fly ball down the third base side, going back for it. It's at the wall. Smith rounds first, heads to second, but it's in there standing for a leadoff double.
Here's the pitch. Swing, a high fly ball out to deep left. Back goes Adam Manzer. It's gone! A grand slam, and the Miners walk off with the win. Johnny Loker, welcome to the Valley.
And now, the voice of the Miners, Austin Pollock and Emma Tiedemann on the call right now.
Good evening and welcome to Mat-Su Miners Baseball on the Miners Radio Network. Tonight we come to you from Mulcahy Field in Anchorage for a National League Division battle between the Miners and the Pilots. I'm Austin Pollock with Emma Tiedemann. All right, as always, the Miners were 1-1 in their doubleheader yesterday at home, a win in Game 1, but they came up short in Game 2. And we're quickly ready to go here at Mulcahy. And the first pitch from Ari Fouché is low ball 1 to Cameron Frost. The Miners in the yellow tops with the green writing and numbers. Second pitch is a little high. It's 2-0 to Frost from Washington State. He checks in at 264. 2 home runs, 11 RBIs. 2-0 inside, but it's a called strike, 2-1. The Pilots with white jerseys and blue lettering for the Pilots, and then the red front number and blue number on the back.
Glad somebody learned their colors last night.
I know, it was a little... If you haven't followed us the last 2 nights,
Yes.
I've gotten my colors mixed up when describing the jerseys.
Yes, that is multiple times you have gotten your colors mixed up.
2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. First strikeout for Ari Fouché, 1 down in the first. That'll bring up Paul Panachone, 324, no home runs, 11 RBIs. He was 0 for 3 in Game 1 yesterday. That snapped a 7-game hit streak. Then he was 3 for 4 in Game 2. First pitch, little low ball 1. Panachone was our player of the game for Game 2. 1-0. Popped up. Trevor Podas, the first baseman, gives chase by the Pilots' first base dugout, but it's out of play. It's 1-1. Panachone is 7 for his last 16 entering tonight's game.
Also our player of the game for our second game yesterday.
1-1. Up and away, ball 2, 2-1.
Panachone had 3 singles and 1 stolen base and scored the only run for the Miners in Game 2.
Fouché is 2-1. Popped up and foul straight back. 2-2. Panachone is 5 for 13 against the Pilots this summer. He was trying to hit a couple home runs during batting practice.
I think he hit 1, right?
I think he hit 1 or 2. 2-2. Check swing, foul first base side over by Sean Winston, the first base coach. Still 2-2. Panachone, the shortstop from Grand Canyon. 2-2. That's low ball 3. 3-2, a full count. Base is empty. Kevin Veers at third, Justin Protasio at second, Ryan Dobson at second. Trevor Podratz at first. Lifted to right. Under it is Nico Sainz. Comes in a few steps and makes the catch for out number 2. I think I screwed that up. Veers at third, Protasio at short, Dobson at second, Trevor Podratz at first, Sean Wood in left, Chester Pack in center, and Nico Sainz in right. And Colin Thoreau doing the catching for Ari Fouché. Here's Cam Newell. Lefty, first pitch swing, fouls it back. 0-1. Newell checks in 438, 4 home runs, 20 RBIs. Those 3 categories, he is first in the ABL, first in hitting, tied for first in home runs with Nico Sainz. 0-1. Low one away, 1-1. And the 20 RBIs, that is the most in the Alaska Baseball League.
But he did not have any RBIs last night in either of the games, which is a little uncharacteristic.
1-1. Dribbler up the mound. Off is Fouché. Throws to first. And it's close, but Newell is out. 1-3. It's a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We head to the bottom of the first on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. No score as we start the bottom of the first. Sevi Romo takes the hill. It's 1, 2, and 3. Starting 3 for the Pilots, Justin Protasio, Chester Pack, and Kevin Veers. And it's the righty Romo from San Diego. Jordan Rogers, the third baseman, is in on the turf. First pitch from Romo. Little outside, ball 1.
Protasio checks in at hitting 300 with 4 RBIs and 2 doubles. No home runs.
6 for 16 against the Miners this summer. 1-0 slap to third, picked by Rogers. Throws across the diamond to first for out number 1. That'll bring up Chester Pack. He's 4th in the ABL in hitting at 397. College teammate of Nick Blazer at Cal State Northridge. No home runs, 10 RBIs for Pack. Was 2 for 3 with a run scored and a double yesterday against the Chinooks. Sevy Romo's first pitch, kicks, delivers. Slapped and caught at first base by Nick Senzel. Senzel dove to his right and made the catch. Landed pretty much with his both knees just on the ground.
That was just a great play by Senzel. The ball got off of Pack's bat very quickly, and it was definitely a line drive that could have easily been a base hit. And Senzel just making that diving catch.
Yeah, Senzel not really used to much first base. Here's Kevin Veers. First pitch, slapped foul just to our left. Senzel, we've seen him at second base, and we've seen him at third, the DH, and we see him at first again. I think this is his second game at first base. 1-1 on Kevin Veers, the third baseman. Pitch from Romo. That's a called strike. Late call from the home plate umpire, and I thought it looked a little outside. Breaking action from Romo. 0-2 on Veers. Romo sets. Kicks. The 0-2. In the dirt. 1-2. Kevin Veers at 204, 2 home runs, 11 RBIs. He's on a 3-game hitting streak. 1 hit in each of his last 3 games. 1-2 from Romo. Inside. 2-2. Jordan Rogers at third, Paul Panachone at short, Terrence Connolly at second, Nick Senzel at first, left to right, Dane Wunderlich, Cameron Frost, and Cam Newell. Josh Meyer does the catching for Sevy Romo. 2-2. Outside, 3-2. And Kevin Veers has worked the count full after being down 0-2.
Sevy Romo having a bit of control issue now here in the bottom of the first, throwing a lot of pitches in the low part of the strike zone, lower actually than the strike zone for 3 balls.
3-2. Veers stays alive, just fouls it behind home plate. Still 3-2. Sevy Romo got the first 2 outs, a 5-3 put out for Protasio, and Pack lined out to first. 3-2 to Veers. That's low ball 4. First walk given up by Sevy Romo. That brings up Trevor Podratz, the first baseman from Hawaii. 298, no home runs, 5 RBIs.
From the University of Hawaii, number 25, first baseman Trevor Podratz.
Podratz, typically a catcher at Hawaii, played first base for the Wareham Gatemen on the Cape last summer and plays first base for the Pilots this summer. A lot of first catchers can play first base, though. Or at least they learn at some point. First pitch, swing and a miss, 0-1. Podratz has a lot of power. But with that power does come strikeouts. And the Miners are able to keep him at the plate and just keep that ball in their gloves. The second pitch is fouled off to the right, 0-2. Podratz is 0 for 14 against the Miners this summer. So he's been somewhat of an easy out for them. 0-2. Runner at first. It's Veers. He walked. Romo sets. Here's the pitch. Upstairs, 1-2.
Yeah, the Miners have gotten a little lucky with Podratz not being able to reach base off of hits. He's definitely a player to watch out for, but the Miners pitching staff just really done a great job of making him hitless.
1-2. Fouled off to the right. Still 1-2. Well, he almost ended the game here on the 13th. Had a long fly ball, probably about 409 feet to dead center. The marking on the wall is 410 feet. Almost ended the game with a home run. Miners still lost that game, though, 5-4. 1-2 to Podratz. Swing and a miss, strike 3. First strikeout for Sevy Romo, leaves a runner on. No hits, no errors, no runs, and 1 man left on. We're through 1 inning, no score. We head to the second on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Romo leaves a runner on in the bottom of the first. No scores. We start the second. Josh Meyer, Nick Senzel, Nick Blazer against Ari Fouché, the left-hander from LSU. Meyer, 235, a home run, 2 RBIs. First pitch from the lefty. Ground to the right side, and under the glove of Trevor Podats into right, a base hit. Meyer with a wide turn at first. He's going to go to second. The ball went into foul territory. The throw, the slide, he's safe. Leadoff double for Josh Meyer. He had a triple yesterday, his second extra base hit in as many days. So now 1 runner on for Nick Senzel. First pitch swinging for Meyer. Talk about an early start to the inning.
Definitely, we've seen, you mentioned the triple yesterday by Meyer. A lot more extra base hits by the catcher.
Now the catcher, Colin Thoreau, goes out to talk to R.A. Fouché. Very brief meeting. Thoreau already on his way back. Senzel, 226, 3 home runs, 12 RBIs. 0 for 3 in game 1 yesterday, 0 for 2 in the night game. Snapped a 4-game hitting streak in that first game. First pitch swing, fouled off to the right, 0-1. If that foul ball did damage to your car, visit the folks at Napa Auto Parts with locations in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. 0-1 on Senzel. Fouché sets. Here's his pitch. Fouled off, same spot, 0-2. Napa Day at the Park tomorrow.
Yes, doubleheader tomorrow.
Another one, another 14 innings of baseball. The Miners host the Pilots. It's a makeup game from this past Tuesday. No, this past Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? Wednesday, because Thursday was an off day.
Yes.
0-2 on Senzel. Fouché kicks, fires. Foul to the right back at the screen, still 0-2.
Senzel's been a pretty hot hitter coming into this game. Has 3 home runs. 3 home runs in 3 games. And with 12 RBIs and 3 doubles.
All 3 of those home runs came against the Chinooks. 0-2 pitch. Slapped foul right side. It's over the head of the first baseman Podats and tailed to the right. Senzel with a green long sleeve on his right arm. 0-2, no score in the top of the first. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball 1. R.A. Fouché from LSU, the left-hander. 1-2. Into right, Nico signs back a few steps, makes the catch. Meyer stays at second base. That's the first out.
Next up for the Miners from Cal State Northridge, number 4 designated hitter Nick Blazer.
Here is Nick Blazer from Cal State Northridge. 310, no home runs, 4 RBIs. Has an 8-game hitting streak going for him. A lot of these Miners with hit streaks.
Very strong batting averages, all around. You can't go wrong with this lineup.
Fouché steps off. Miners with a 282 team batting average. That's 3rd in the ABL. Fouché kicks. Hard grounder to the shortstop. Protasio picks it on a hop. Throws to first. 2 away. And I bring up Jordan Rogers, the third baseman. 245, no home runs, 8 RBIs. He was 1 for 1 in the first game yesterday. He's 3 for 14 against the Pilots this summer. Runner in scoring position, Josh Meyer. He doubled to start the inning. No score in the top of the second between the Miners and the Pilots. First pitch. Slider in there for a strike, 0-1.
Caught that inside corner by Fouché. And Rogers is, I think, the kind of batter who likes to watch that first pitch opposed to such as like Cameron Frost, who's been swinging at the first one.
0-1 fly ball to left center. Coming in is Sean Wood. He makes the catch in left center for out number 3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on. We're through 1.5. No score. We head to the bottom of the second on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. No score through 1.5. We start at the bottom of the second. Sevi Romo back on the hill. He'll face Clayton Taylor, Nico Signs, and Sean Wood for the Pilots. Clayton Taylor, the designated hitter, 244, 3 home runs, 11 RBIs. 0 for 4 yesterday against the Chinooks. Here comes the first pitch from Romo. Little outside, ball 1. Cameron Frost is playing a very deep center field. 1-0 pitch. Looked like the same spot, but this time it's called a strike, 1-1. We are very pleased to announce, Emma knows where I'm going with this,
Yep.
that we have tested the marking tool on our video feed as Taylor Fowles went over by the Pilots dugout. So that gives us the ability to draw, give you a little bit more of an idea of what we're talking about on the video feed.
Very exciting news.
1-2. Lined and up the middle of base hit for Clayton Taylor. First hit for the Pilots' second base runner. Went on with nobody out for Nico Signs, the right fielder. And Nico's a powerful bat. He's tied for first in the ABL with 4 home runs. He's tied with Cam Newell, but Signs only has 9 RBIs. Newell has 20. Nico hitting .250. 4 for 16 with a home run and an RBI against the Miners this summer. Runner at first. Romo sets. Pitch. Called strike.
Signs, even though he does have 4 home runs, there's really no in-between between a single and a home run. He doesn't have any doubles and no triples. Cam Newell, on the other hand, has a little bit of both.
0-1, slapped right side foul.
That ball sponsored by Carlos Jr.
Dane Wunderlich also playing a deep left field. Pretty much goes the same for Cam Newell. Maybe a little more in. He's taking a few steps in. 0-2 the count on Signs. Here it is. Outside, 1-2. Doesn't get the call from the home plate umpire. There's a lot of Emma, what's this stuff called again flying around?
Cottonwood.
Cottonwood.
Austin doesn't know his plants either.
No, I don't. 1-2. Lifted, and it will be caught in right field by Cam Newell. Well, I thought that was going to fall in front of him. Nice catch by Newell.
Great diving catch. And yeah, I thought he might have even trapped it, but he came up with that ball and almost looked like he was going to get up and throw it to first to try to for the force out at first with Clayton Taylor, but just settles with an amazing diving catch.
Well, he was playing so deep, and he had to come all the way in. Here's Sean Wood, the left fielder. First pitch. Called strike on the outside part of the plate, 0-1. And that's actually a big out for Sevi Romo with now 1 away. You don't want 2 runners on, nobody out. 0-1. In the dirt, stopped by Meyer, throws the mask off to watch the runner at first base, Taylor. One and one out. Scoreboard looks the same. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for both teams. 1-1. Fly ball to deep left center. Wunderlich and Frost, but it's Wunderlich in left center who takes care of it for out number 2.
2 quick outs now for Romo, but still that leading run at first for the Pilots.
Yeah, Romo, it's not even that he's worked quickly, it's that these Pilots hitters are chasing pitches. They're not really working at bats. Here's Colin Throw, the catcher. 3 for 16 this summer. No home runs, 1 RBI. Senzel holding that runner on at first base. It's Taylor. He singled. Pitch is low ball 1.
And it seems like a little rain shower has moved into Mulcahy Field.
You know, I did notice that. I didn't say anything. Actually, looks like it's kind of coming down a little bit hard.
Yeah.
1-0. And there for a strike, 1-1. And it's just coming down harder now.
Yeah, it's literally just moving over the field. There, I was kind of looking over at the mountains coming in, and there was definitely rain over the mountains, and I guess it's now moving over to Mulcahy.
1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2. Big cut for Thoreau. I can smell that rain. Well, we have our door open just because it gets awfully warm in the booth
stuffy
here. I want to get the air circulating. 1-2. In the dirt, 2-2.
Plus, it was a little warmer, I guess, for Alaska. It was 66 degrees at batting practice and sunny. It was nice and toasty. And now it is definitely cooling off and a little wet.
2-2. Runner first is off the pitch. Throw from Meyer and the tag, but the shortstop Panachone can't hold on. That's a stolen base for Clayton Taylor. Pitch was a ball to Thoreau, so it's a full count. Nick Senzel, batting practice, actually said to me, he goes, finally, there's some good weather here.
Yeah.
And I said to him, it's too warm. And he kind of looked at me like I'm crazy. And now you're going to say I am. Yeah. Well, this rain really coming down now.
But it's a turf field, so we should be good to go.
3-2. Thoreau fouls it right back. Still 3-2. It's really not dark at all, you can see.
Yeah, the sun is still kind of out. It's not very cloudy.
Looking behind us, if you look outside, you can see the clouds. 3-2. Romo sets. Looks at second. Another look. Goes home. Low ball 4. Another runner on. That brings up Ryan Dobson, 2 for 26 this summer. Hitless against the Miners in 6 at-bats. Playing second base. And then we started off the season seeing Justin Protasio, who's now in the on-deck circle, at second base. And whenever we've seen Dobson in the lineup, Protasio's been at short. First pitch. In there, called strike. Oh and 1 with 2 outs. Pitch. A little low. 1-1. 2 outs and 2 runners on. Clayton Taylor singled. Colin Thoreau walked. Go ahead run for the Pilots in scoring position at second base. 1-1. Outside. 2-1. Miners first in the National League Pilots right behind him. 2-1, here's the pitch. Throw to second, and the tag, he's safe. Pitch was a ball to Dobson, it was low, and Josh Meyer had his eye on Taylor, the runner at second. It was pretty far off that bag. Panachone came running in, and we actually saw that yesterday where Meyer threw a runner out against the Oilers. 3-1. Called strike, 3-2. That was in game 1, I believe.
The rain really coming down now.
3-2, here's the pitch. Slap foul right side.
That foul ball sponsored by Charles Jr.
That came in the 3rd inning. Miles Jones was on second base, and Meyer threw him out. Pitch. Fouled again, right side.
That foul ball sponsored by Cars Safeway.
Miners really don't need to load up the bases here in the bottom of, the bottom of the second. Yesterday when the Miners loaded the bases, it was about the 5th inning when there were 6 runs scored. Definitely don't want to have that situation again.
Made a mistake. That was Mitchell now. That was in game 2.
I thought that was now.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say anything.
3-2, Romo steps off. You could have said something.
Well, I was trying to think too, and I couldn't remember. But you were looking it up, so I knew you'd find it.
But then you saw me stop, and I said, no, that something's not right. 3-2. Chopper to first. Nick Senzel has it, wins the foot race to the bag to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, 2 men left on, and no errors. We are through 2. No score. We head to the 3rd on the Matsu Miners Radio Network.
Top of the 3rd inning, and the Miners and Pilots are still tied at 0 runs apiece. I'm Emma Tiedemann alongside Austin Pollock. And leading things off here in the top of the 3rd, Terrence Conley playing at second base tonight. Have to get used to saying tonight rather than this afternoon for the doubleheader yesterday. 1-0 pitch by Fouché. Little outside for ball 2. And the nice sunny day turned into a little bit of a rainy day. 2-0 pitch. Catches that outside corner for strike 1. Rain's still coming down at Mulcahy, but it's a little sunny. Still, there's some light.
You can't see right field.
I can't see right field, but I think that's where the sun is coming from. 2-1 pitch. Same spot for strike 2. Conley checks in at 233 with 5 RBIs and 1 double. Conley from UNC Wilmington. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Big swing, and that's strike 3 for the first out of the inning. And the second strikeout of the game for Ari Fouché. Brings up Dane Wunderlich playing out in left field. Wunderlich from Brenham, Texas, which is where, do you remember what's made in Brenham?
Yogurt?
Bluebell ice cream.
Same thing.
Yep, not the same. It's ice cream. First pitch. A little low for ball one to Wunderlich. Dane goes to Rice University, the Houston area. 1-0 pitch. High and inside for ball two. Center fielder Chester Pack playing a little bit to our right into center field with a huge gap in left center, which I think Austin is going to use his marker. 2-0 pitch. Inside. Actually, it's going to be called a strike for 2 balls, 1 strike, and see if Austin can draw.
We're going to try.
2-1 pitch. Swung on, ground ball to the third baseman. Veers scoops it up, makes a throw to first in time for out number 2.
There's that gap. Right there. I think this worked out very well.
Yeah, I think that looks good.
Now we're going to try to get rid of it. There you go. If that didn't go away, let us know.
That brings us back to the top of the order for the Miners with Cameron Frost, the center fielder. 0 for 1 was struck out in the first inning by Ari Fouché. First pitch, check swing, and that's a strike. Frost swinging a lot at those first pitches. A little bit of a change in, I guess, attitude. 0-1 pitch. Another big swing for strike 2. It's a kind of a more aggressive approach, I guess you would say. Swinging at that first pitch.
Yeah.
Something to ask BT about, because I'm curious about that. 0-2 pitch. Swung on, high fly ball into shallow right center field. Charging his Pack, makes the catch. And it's a 3-up, 3-down inning for the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. As we head to the bottom of the third inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. Still tied up at 0 runs apiece. You're listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Bottom of the third inning here at Mulcahy. Still scoreless through 3.5. And at the plate now for the Pilots, top of the order, Justin Protasio. Protasio grounded out in the first. First pitch. In there for a strike. Sevi Romo, the right-handed pitcher for the Miners, still on the mound. Has given up no runs and 1 hit. 0-1 pitch. A little low and outside for ball 1. Romo has left 3 stranded so far with 2 walks. 1-1 pitch, swung on, ground ball between Panachone and Rogers and into left field, and that's a base hit to start things off at the bottom of the third for the Pilots.
Protasio, not a very big guy, about 5'5", maybe 5'6", maybe 5'7". Around my height, maybe even a little shorter. I'm 5'7", but he just hits the Miners very well. 7 for 18 now this summer.
That brings up Chester Pack, center fielder, hitting .397 coming into this game. Romo sets. Throw to first. And Protasio is safe. Pack hitting .397 with 10 RBIs, 4 doubles, and 4 triples. Guy can hit extra bases, but no home runs yet. Runner goes at first. Here's a throw by Meyer. Makes the catch, and Protasio is safe at second. And I think we have some Miners fans in the crowd because it sounds like they're not agreeing with that call.
That looked pretty good to me. It was definitely very, very close.
Yeah, I thought that Meyer's throw got there in time, but obviously we don't have, a best view over by second base. The umpire had the better view. Chester Pack still at the plate, right-handed batter. Now a runner in scoring position. That's the lead. That would be the leading run. Romo's pitch to Pack.
7th stolen base for Protasio.
1-1 count. Romo sets. Here's the pitch. Big swing by Chester Pack for strike 2. Now 1-2 count.
Leader in stolen bases for the Miners has 5. I think it's a 2-way tie with Cam Newell and Cameron Frost. Let's check on that one too.
1-2 pitch by Romo. Swung on, and that'll get down for a base hit into center field. Protasio will stop at second, and Pack will stop at first. That's 2 singles in a row now for the Pilots against Sevi Romo. And with the leading run at third for the Pilots, brings up third baseman Kevin Veers. Veers was walked in the first inning by Romo. Has 2 home runs, 11 RBIs, and 4 doubles on the season. So he can hit those extra bases and hit those runners in when needed. But his batting average is a little on the low side for having so many home runs and RBIs and doubles. It's at 204.
As a dangerous spot for Sevi Romo. Needs to focus on that pitch location, especially with nobody out.
First pitch. Swung on, foul back for strike 1.
I checked on that stolen base stat, and I was a little off. Leader is 5. It's a 3-way tie. Nick Senzel, Cam Newell, and Paul Paniccione. Frost has 4. He's also been caught 4 times.
0-1 pitch. Swung on, high fly ball. Going back for it is Conley, the second baseman. Frost calls him off and makes the catch for out number 1. And that will keep the runners at their bases on the corners.
That's a big out for Sevi Romo because there is a runner at first base. And this is, for the Miners, this is good news, bad news with Trevor Podats coming to the plate. He has power, but he is also 0 for 15 this summer against the Miners with a lot of strikeouts. So Romo could either get that second out, and it's even possible that Podats could ground out into a double play, and I'm sure Sevi Romo would love that, especially with that go-ahead run at third.
Romo sets. Here's the first pitch. Big swing. Runner goes at first. Throw by Meyer, and that'll get by. Conley thought that Paniccione was going to catch it, and Protasio comes in from third, and Pack makes it all the way around to third base. So that is 1 run scored and a runner on third. Pilots now up at the bottom of the third inning, 1-0.
You know, I agree with what you said. Connolly thought that maybe Paniccione was going to make the catch, but also I think it kind of looked like when I saw the throw, I was kind of thinking, okay, what was the goal here? Was it to get out of that double play situation, or was it to fake him out and get that runner Protasio in from third, knowing that maybe Meyer was going to throw to second?
0-1 pitch to Podats. Outside, ball 1. Podats hitting .298 and has been struck out 15 times and walked only 4 times. Has 2 doubles and 5 RBIs. No home runs yet. Big swing for strike 2 by Podats. So the Pilots are up against the Miners, 1-0 here at the bottom of the third. Protasio scored off a single. Chester Pack on third, also off a single. Veers flew out, and Podats hits ground ball to Rogers, the third baseman, and Rogers makes the throw to first. That is 2 away. For Clayton Taylor, designated hitter for the Pilots. Taylor 1 for 1 so far with a stolen base. Back in the second inning. Taylor bats on the left side of the plate. First pitch, a little low and outside for ball 1. Taylor from Omaha, Nebraska. Goes to the University of Nebraska, Omaha. Comes in with 244 average. 1-0 pitch. Swung on and fouled back for strike 1.
You know, I think about that ground out right there for Podrats. It's lucky for the Pilots that they went with that stolen base, because to ground out to third could have gone to second and then gone to first to get the double play.
1-1 pitch. Swung on, another foul ball for strike 2. Now Romo up in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Cameron Frost, center fielder, playing a little deep out there. So is Dane Wunderlich in left. Panachone and Conley, the second shortstop and second baseman, playing almost on the grass, the infield. Excuse me, on the outfield, and that's inside for ball 2.
I think Connolly was. Now he's going back. That's still turf, but
2-2 pitch. Swung on, foul ball down the first base side. Count stays at 2-2.
boy,
Taylor with 1 double, 3 home runs, and 11 RBIs. Struck out 13 times.
Newell playing a very deep right field. So is Wunderlich in left.
2-2 pitch. Inside for ball 3. Pilots are up 1-0 with full count now for Clayton Taylor, the DH. Runner on third, that's Chester Pack. And already 2 away here in the bottom of the third. Romo sets, takes a deep breath. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Fouled back, and Taylor stays alive. Taylor is 6'4" and 205 pounds. He bats left and throws right. I believe Terrence Conley does the same thing on the minors.
Yep.
3-2 pitch. And foul tip into the glove of Meyer, and that'll end the inning for the minors. As we head to the top of the fourth, that's 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. As we head to the top of the fourth, you are listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Back here at Mulcahy, starting things off here in the top of the fourth. Paul Panachone, the shortstop. First pitch by Fouché. Little outside for ball 1. Panachone 0 for 1 with a fly out to right field. 1-0 pitch. Inside for ball 2.
You know, I'm noticing the center fielder, Chester Pack, is shallow, and I'm going to go to this handy-dandy tool we got here again.
2-0 pitch. And there for, actually they're going to call that a ball, but outside for ball 3. Panachone now up in the count.
Panachone loves that left center field gap, and you can see it
3-0 pitch.
right there. Look at
Strike
all that
one.
space.
Wow.
So that's dangerous, especially if you're the center fielder pack.
3-1 pitch to Panachone inside, and that's ball 4. Panachone not able to have a chance at hitting that gap. Goes and takes his base. Brings up Cam Newell. 0 for 1. Grounded out to the pitcher, Fouché. And now the tying run for the Miners is at first base, and Paul Panachone. And Cam Newell, the lefty. Lefty versus lefty now with Fouché. Swung on, hit the first pitch. Deep ball into right center field. Pack will catch it. And that is one away. I don't know, did the wind catch it? It's a little windy.
I don't know. The ball just always seems to go so far off the bat of Cam Newell, like it's going to be a home run. He always hits it high with that home run sort of depth to it. And, no, I don't think that was the win. I think that it just wasn't hit as hard as it looked.
Brings up Josh Meyer. The catcher tonight had a double in the second inning. Seen a lot of good things out of Josh Meyer lately. First pitch swings and misses.
You know, not only is he just a very solid defensive catcher, but he's good with the bat. And even Ben Taylor has said, I think he's better than he thinks he is.
Said it was a confidence thing.
Yeah.
0-1 pitch on the outside corner for ball 1.
You know, confidence is really hard in baseball because you strike out to end the game, your confidence kind of just tends to go down. You ground to a double play, same thing. You give up a couple runs on the mound, same thing. But that's what's good about baseball. You get to go out there and just play over and over again.
Runner goes at first, and the ball passes the second baseman Dobson coming in to make the catch. But Panachone will stay at second.
Number 6 is now the sole leader in stolen bases for the Miners.
Now Panachone, the tying run in scoring position out there on second base. And Meyer at the plate with a 2-1 count with 1 out already in the top of this 4th inning.
Meyer has a home run here at Mulcahy.
2-1 pitch. Inside, but called strike. 2-2 count now for the catcher.
1 home run this season. It was here.
Fouché sets. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fouled back, and Meyer stays alive.
Today was a very special day. Just before the game, actually, we have hit 200 followers on Twitter.
Big monumental day.
Oh, I would say so. So if you don't follow us already, give us a follow at ABL Miners.
And don't unfollow us.
No,
and make
please.
us beg for followers again.
No, please don't. See if we're at 201 yet.
Fouché sets. 2-2 count to Meyer. Here's the pitch. Inside, gets behind the row, and Panachone heads to third, slides in. And he is safe at third. And Meyer at the plate with a 3-2 count. And the tying run just 90 feet away.
That looked a lot closer than I think it was. Maybe I think maybe the third baseman Veers didn't get the tag in.
It didn't look like it.
It was close. But no argument from either him or the manager, Darren Westergaard.
3-2 pitch to Meyer. Swung on a high fly ball into right field, going back for it is Pack. Makes the catch. Panachone tags up at third and will tie the game here at Mulcahy Field at 1. Brings up Nick Senzel, first baseman tonight. Meyer with the sacrifice fly into center field. And Senzel takes the first pitch as a ball. Senzel 0 for 1 with a fly out into right field in the second inning. Hitting .226.
Fouché works very quickly. Much like Hayden Howard, but not, I would say, not as fast.
2-0 pitch swung on by Senzel, swing and a miss, or strike 1.
Howard could average like 11 seconds between when he throws the ball and then he throws it again.
And 11 seconds sounds kind of long, but
No,
goes
that's
by
fast.
quickly. 2-1 pitch. High fly ball into center field. Going back for it is Pack. It is at the wall, and Senzel rounds first, heads into second. The throw in by Pack. And it's a 2-out double here in the top of the fourth for Nick Senzel.
Yeah, Chester Pack was playing pretty shallow, and for Senzel, he's not a guy you want to play shallow. You want to play him probably middle of the outfield, maybe even a little deep, because he can hit the ball a long ways. You saw it right there, and Pack was racing as hard as he could. He didn't want to. Nick Senzel doesn't have a lot of speed, but he can, if he hits the ball the right way into the right part of the ballpark and far enough, he can end up on third.
And he does have 1 triple in the season, so he is pretty quick around the bases. So Senzel at second, the leading run now in scoring position. That's Nick Blazer, swings into right field, right on the first base line, and he will round first. Senzel rounds third and scores the leading run, and Blazer is there with the RBI double.
Blazer extends his hit streak to 9 games. And something interesting, actually, during batting practice today, Senzel hit a ball just like that. And Ben Taylor actually asked if he could get a double on that. And Blazer kind of looked back and goes, yeah, I think I could.
And he did.
He did.
So now the Miners lead the Glacier Pilots 2 runs to 1. Off the RBI double by Cal State Northridge's Nick Blazer.
Back-to-back doubles.
Miners with those extra base hits. And at the plate now is Jordan Rogers, the third baseman. Rogers 0 for 1. Boucher sets. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Low and outside, ball 1. One pitch. Swung on, high fly ball into shallow right field. Going back is Dobson, but Pack, the center fielder, will call him off. And makes the catch for out number 3, but damage has been done by the Miners. Finish the 4th inning with 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. So to the bottom of the 4th, the Miners lead 2 runs to 1. Nico Sainz starting things off here in the bottom of the 4th inning, and the Miners with a 2-run top of the 4th to lead the Pilots. 2 runs to 1. First pitch by Romo, breaking ball, and there for a strike. Sainz 0 for 1 against Romo tonight. Had a fly out to right field. Cam Newell. Another high fly ball into right field. Newell charging and makes the catch. And 1 away here, the bottom of the 4th inning. That brings up Sean Wood.
He's got an interesting walk-up song.
Party in the USA by Miley Cyrus.
Yeah. What would yours
I can dig
be?
it.
What would yours be?
I don't know. Maybe something Johnny Cash.
Okay.
Because you always want to pick your walk-up song, but there's so many choices. Maybe God's Gonna Cut You Down by Johnny Cash. That's a good one.
All right.
At the plate, Sean Wood, the left fielder. 0-1 pitch by Romo. Swung on, high fly ball into center field. Going back for it is Frost. Makes the catch. That is 2 away now in the bottom of the 4th. What would your walk-up song be?
I am from Boston.
Oh no. What is that? What is that gonna be?
When we were trying to think of a song for our intro to the broad,
The one that I wanted that I couldn't remember.
Dropkick Murphy, shipping
That's
up to
it.
Boston.
That's one of the pilot's walk-up songs.
I want to meet this pilot.
You haven't noticed it?
No.
Oh,
I
it's
don't really
playing.
pay attention to it, other than right there.
I want to say it's Veers. Veers or Pax walk-up song.
Kind
Or
of gets
Taylor.
you a little pumped up.
It does. I'll give you
That's
that.
the point of it. That's
Yeah.
the point of it.
0-1 pitch to throw. Fouled back for strike 2.
You know, you kind of get that darn.
Yeah. Well, that's why God's Gonna Cut You Down because, well, everyone loves Johnny Cash, and I think that's a good one.
I also like the what we use for the intro to the pregame show. Forget what that is.
Oh,
though.
the Kill Bill one?
Yes, I do like that one.
0-2 pitch, low ball 1. See, there's just so many good songs. And do you want words with your walk-up song, or you just want instrumental? Too many choices.
Yeah.
I'd have to be like a career ball player, have a different one each season. 1-2 pitch, little low for ball 2.
The slider from Romo looked pretty good. One play umpire disagrees.
Colin Thoreau at the plate, freshman at Delta Community College, hitting 188. That catches the outside for ball 3. Now full count to Thoreau. Thoreau doing the catching for Fouché.
Last pitch looked a little low.
Here's the 3-2 pitch by Romo. And that is ball 4. And Thoreau will go and take his base at first. And that is the 3rd walk of the night for Sevy Romo. Brings up Ryan Dobson, the second baseman. Ryan Dobson from Fresno State.
Josh Meyer just asked the home plate umpire a question. I think he asked maybe where that pitch missed. Looked a little bit low.
First pitch, and Dobson shows bunt, instead takes it inside for ball 1.
Dobson struggled this summer. He's 2 for 27.
The batting average of .077. 1-1 pitch, low ball 2. Dobson from Culver City, California. Freshman at Fresno State. He has been walked once and struck out 7 times. Two-0 pitch. Throw back to first by Meyer, and Thoreau at first base is safe as he slides back in. It's like a good throw by Meyer, but Thoreau just had that kind of jump and beat the throw back to the base.
Yeah, something I love about Josh Meyer behind the plate, he's always watching his base runner. He's not afraid to go after him. Just saw it there.
2-1 pitch, swung on, ground ball, foul down the first base side.
No, he's not afraid to throw it all the way to second base, try to get a runner who's off second base with his leadoff, and also to first base with that quick snap throw. Never really know it's coming. Doesn't make it obvious.
2-2 count now for Dobson. Here's the pitch by Romo. Little low, I guess, for ball 3. We're both kind of shaking our heads. I don't know. We don't really have, I guess, the best view to judge the strike zone.
We have a
Kind
hard
of
time
above it.
We have a hard time seeing maybe if it's low.
Yeah.
We can see if it's over the plate.
3-2 pitch, swung on. We'll go right over the infield and drop in right field. Newell with the throw into third. And that is a single. Colin Thoreau slides into third, and now runners on the corners for the Glacier Pilots. Takes us back to the top of the batting order with Justin Protasio.
Just the third hit of the summer for Dobson.
That was a pretty important one, too.
Yeah, and this is a dangerous situation right here for Xavier Romo with Justin Protasio coming to the plate. He's 1 for 2, and you know he checked in 6 for 16 against the Miners, and he has a hit. So he hits the Miners pitching staff, and he also just hits on the season, checked in at 300. This guy can hit. He was 3 for 4 yesterday against the Chinooks.
Romo throws a strike for Protasio at the plate.
Justin from the University of Kansas, the Jayhawks.
A Jayhawk, yep. Jayhawk at the plate. Romo throws back to first. And Conley to second. Run scores at home. Still a foot race with throwdown with Dobson. And finally, was that Panachone? I just couldn't even keep track there. Panachone tagged him out. And the run will not score. That was Colin Thoreau that made it to the plate. And players walking out the field, and the general manager for the Pilots not too happy about that call. But take us to the top of the 5th, and the Miners still lead 2 runs to 1 over the Pilots. You are listening to the Mat-Su Miners Radio Network.
Connolly steps up to the plate for the Miners. That was called a 3-4-3-6 double play to end the inning. Connolly hits a high fly ball to right center. Coming in is Signs. Going out is Dobson. He makes the catch in shallow right. 1 away, and Connolly is 0 for 2. Now bring up Dane Wonderlick. He grounded out to third. First pitch from Fouché in there, strike. Fouché sets, kicks, 0-1, and that hits Wonderlick. Dane's been hit a lot this summer. Wonderlick has been hit now 5 times. That's tied for the lead. Panachone, actually that ties it. Panachone also has 5. The Miners, going into tonight's game, hit the most, 27 times, now 28. Here's Cameron Frost, runner on first. It's Wonderlick. Fouché's first pitch is way outside. Ball 1. Just to clarify, the end of last inning, that was a 3-4-3-6 caught stealing for Dobson, but Thoreau does score, so it's a 2-2 game. Pitch is a strike to Frost. It's 1-1. I think that's because the runner crossed home plate and scored before the inning was technically over.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
that's what I was asking their official scorers.
Swing and a miss, 1-2.
And because we saw it go up on the scoreboard, and I checked with them, and they said it since the run scored before the last out, that's why the score counts.
1-2, time called. Swing and a miss. And that is strike out number 3 for Ari Fouché. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Runner on Wunderlich. Here is Paul Panachone. 0 for 1. First pitch swing, hard ground ball to the left side. Second base, shortstop Portacio goes to second and gets the force there to end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We head to the bottom of the 5th on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Back out for his 5th inning of work. He'll face Justin Protasio, Chester Pack, and Kevin Veers. First pitch to Protasio is low ball 1. Looks like the rain's starting to come back.
A little bit. It's off and on.
1-0. Way outside, 2-0. Protasio was at the plate at the end of the 4th when Dobson was caught stealing 3-4, 3-6, and Colin Thoreau scored the tying run. So it's 2-2. 2-0 to Protasio. And there's a strike, 2-1.
Ramos kind of come back with the some of the control issues. We've seen it kind of off and on, but overall pitched a pretty solid game so far.
2-1. Low and in, 3-1. Meyer held it, waiting for the call. Connolly playing a deep second base. About a step or two in that outfield grass, even though it's turf. 3-1. Called strike on the outside part of the plate. 3-2, a full count. Tasio loves hitting to the middle or right center side of the field. Connolly now moving over toward the second base bag. There's a big hole actually in right field. 3-2. Chopper to the left side, Panachone charging, takes it, throws to first, 1 away. That brings up Chester Pack.
Number 11, the center fielder, Chester Pack.
Pack is 1 for 2. He singled in the 3rd, stole second, and went to 3rd on an error by Josh Meyer. He lined out to the first baseman Senzel in the 1st. Now everything seems to be more evened out defensively. First pitch swing, line drive into left, that's into right, that's going to get down and go to the wall. Takes a hop, Frost plays it. Pack goes into second, he's in there with a 1-out double.
That was just a great hit by Chester Pack. right in between Frost and Newell that if you've ever been in Mulcahy, I don't think you can see it in the video feed. I don't think it's clear enough for that. Well, kind of. The Alaska beer sign that's out there. Oh, it's on the other, with the beer bottle kind of sticking up from it right in left center field.
We're going to use our fancy tool now. If it'll work. Off the wall. In foul territory, run scores. It's Pack, and it's a double. RBI double for Kevin Veers. Emma can't see right field. That's why I took
cannot.
that. I was actually waiting for you to say something, and then I realized, oh, wait, you can't see.
Right.
That's actually my fault.
Yeah, that's your.
That's all me.
And do you notice Kevin Veer's walk-up song?
No.
That's your Boston song.
There's that Alaska Beer Company sign in black right now.
That's where Chester Pack hit it. And then Kevin Veers hit it right down the first base line.
Here comes Ben Taylor. Looks like he might have a pitching change. Or just trying to strategize. There is somebody warming the bullpen. It's a lefty with high socks. That's all I can see. Might be John Reed. Well, the Pilots take a lead with that double.
Yeah, with 2 doubles in a row, that's pretty rough for Sevi Romo. And if he's left in against Trevor Podratz, I'm really just interested to see how he reacts. You know, if he can still stay calm. And there's only still 1 out. But Podratz 0 for 2, and Clayton Taylor after Podratz is 1 for 2 with a single.
That was just about strategy. Is Sevi Romo still in there? It's Matthew Decker warming in the bullpen.
The new guy.
The new Decker. First pitch to Podratz is upstairs, ball 1. Podratz 0 for 2. Sevi Romo sets, kicks, pitch, check, swing in the dirt. They'll check and say he did not go, so it's 2-0 on Podratz. Two and 0 on Podratz, 1 away. Romo kicks, pitch, breaking ball in there for a strike, 2-1. Protasio led off the inning, grounded out to short, then back-to-back doubles. 1 for Chester Pack, 1 for Kevin Veers. Veers earned the RBI to score Pack. 2-1 to Podratz. Ripped down the left field line over by the bullpen. Foul, 2-2. Boy, the ball just jumps off Trevor Podratz's bat. Clayton Taylor waits on deck. Romo dealing with Podratz now. 2-2. Outside, full count, 3-2.
Rain starting to fall again here in Anchorage. Just been off and on. If you look at the Miners dugout, they all have their gray sweatshirts on with their hoods up over their hats with the yellow bills.
Can't see it. Left side. 3-2 to Podratz. Swing and a miss. He chases a fastball in the dirt. And Myers going to have to throw down to first, and he does. And Podratz is out, the strikeout, and the throwdown, 2-3.
Third strikeout of the night for Romo.
2 away for Clayton Taylor. 1 for 2, a single in the second, strikeout in the third. And Ben Taylor back on the mound. And that is going to be it for Sevi Romo. He pitched pretty well. We'll have everything on the new pitcher, Matthew Decker, when we come back on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Pitcher on for the Miners. It's the lefty from Incarnate Word, Matthew Decker. Not to be confused with Matt Decker from Stanford.
Yeah, I hope our tweet was clear enough.
He pitched yesterday in Game 2. First pitch to Taylor. Called strike. An inning, 2 hits, 2 runs. They were earned, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Taylor is 1 for 2, a single and a strikeout. 0-1. Slap foul left side. 0-2, and that hit something.
Oh my gosh, it said a few things.
I think that hit the bleachers above the Miners' dugout. 0-2, 2 outs. Runner at second, a run in for the Pilots. Here's the pitch. Hard grounder to the right side. That's Senzel at first. He takes it to the bag himself to retire the side. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on. We're through 5. Pilots lead the Miners 3-2 on the Matsu Miners Radio Network.
Top of the 6th inning here at Mulcahy. At the plate is Cam Newell. Newell takes first pitch in there for a ball. Newell 0 for 2 with a ground out and a fly out. 1-0 pitch, high ball 2. Newell hitting .438 with 4 home runs, 20 RBIs, and 3 doubles. 2-0 pitch, swung on and high fly ball right above us. And it hits our roof. And
Something.
it hit something, and I think it rolled back. You might be able to go find it if you want
I'll be
that
right
foul
back.
ball. And in case a foul ball hits your car, be sure to call Napa Auto Parts with locations in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Just about everywhere in the valley that can help you out with dings and broken windshields. 2-1 pitch to Newell. Shows bunt. Bunts it down the third base side. Charging his Veers. Picks it up and not able to make the throw in time. He actually drops it. And Newell's able to reach on the single. And at the plate now is Josh Meyer. Come back. Austin just came back empty-handed. Did you not find the ball?
I can't find it.
Oh, that's disappointing.
You know, I got one last summer.
Did you catch it?
No, it kind of rolled, and I beat a bunch of kids to get it, which it sounds like a terrible thing.
That does sound
I was
terrible.
running hard, but I was also closer to it than they were.
And Newell, the official scoring saying that Newell reached on the single instead of the error by Veers, the third baseman. Meyer swings. And it's ground ball to Dobson, makes the throw to first. And it's a 4-3 fielder's choice, and Cam Newell advances to second.
You know, I also there was also another one, actually a couple batters after, but I didn't even chase after. I let the kids get that one.
That was nice
yeah,
of you.
Yeah.
Let the kids enjoy the game. And
I got mine, and figured that was enough.
at the plate, Nick Senzel, the first baseman. Senzel 1 for 2 with a double and a run in the fourth and a flyout in the second. First pitch by Fouché in there for strike 1 against Senzel. The tying run at second and Cam Newell, and the leading run at the plate and Nick Senzel against the Glacier Pilots. Pitch and fouls it back for strike 2. 0-2 count now for the Tennessee Volunteer. Senzel steps back into the batter's box. Fouché getting these signs from his catcher, Thoreau. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on high fly ball into left center field. Going back for it is the left fielder, Wood. And Newell tags up at second. Looks like he's going to run, but instead decides to stay at second base. And that is out number 2 of the 6th inning for the Miners. Brings up Nick Blazer, the designated hitter. 1 for 2 with a ground out in the second and a double in the fourth, but was left on base at the end of that inning.
That was an RBI double to right. He would love to do that, but he's got a big gap in left center.
First pitch by Fouché, and there for a strike. Newell with a lead off a second. Newell the tying run here at Mulcahy against the Pilots. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on chopper, but it's going to say foul. Umpire calls it foul, and Blazer will have another shot at it with an 0-2 count. So no balls, 2 strikes here for Nick Blazer. And already 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning here in Anchorage. Miners trail 2-3 behind the Pilots.
You can see all of that space right there.
I like how you choose a different color each time.
Well, this is just the default color.
I thought you used yellow before.
I did. Now I can't get rid of this thing. There we go.
Pitch to Newell low for ball 1.
We hope you're enjoying this new feature we have. I know I am. I think it's the greatest thing ever.
1-2 pitch. Swung on, foul down the first base side.
If you are enjoying it or have anything else to say, just let us know.
Yeah, on the live video feed.
Yep, or tweet at us at ABL Miners, or send us an email, matsuminersbroadcast@gmail.com.
1-2 count for Blazer. Fouché gets the sign from Thoreau. Quick check back at second at Newell. 1-2 pitch high for ball 2.
Blazers' college teammate, Chester Pack, the center fielder, is playing pretty shallow. But he kind of knows a little bit about Blazer, and he doesn't have much power.
2-2 pitch. And fouled back again. That is the 3rd foul ball for Nick Blazer.
The rain's starting to come down again, I think. Or it's been
off and on.
It wasn't raining when I went to go look for that ball.
2-2 pitch to Blazer. In there for strike 3. And that ends the inning here at the top of the 6th. No runs on 1 hit. No errors and 1 left on as we head to the bottom of the 6th. The Miners trail the Pilots 2-3. You're listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Bottom of the 6th inning, and Matthew Decker, the pitcher, not the catcher, on the mound for the Miners. First batter he faces is Nico Sainz. First pitch a little outside for ball 1. Sainz 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts to center field, keeping to right field, keeping Cam Newell busy. 1-0 pitch, swung on, ground ball down the third base side. Charging is Rogers, picks it up, throw to first. Plenty of time. His Sainz just jogs into first, and that's first out.
I think Nico, he thought it was not only foul, but he broke his bat, and he was kind of looking at the bat, and then he ran, realizing that it was fair.
That brings up Sean Wood, the left fielder, also 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts to left field and center field. The walk-up song, Party in the USA by Miley Cyrus. First pitch by Decker. High for ball 1. Wood from Arlington, Virginia. Goes to school at West Virginia. 6'6", very tall kid, sophomore. Swung on ground ball to Conley, the second baseman. Spins, makes the throw at first. And now that's 2 away for the Miners.
That was a nice play by Connolly. He had to range a long way to his left toward the first base bag, and that ball took a tough hop, too. I've noticed something about Jordan Rogers at third. Every time I think there's an out in the field, especially in the infield, he comes over to the pitcher, and that doesn't really give him a hug, but just kind of a
encouraging,
just a pat on the back.
Yeah.
Hey, get this last out. Good job.
It's always good to see a guy like that on the infield. A real kind of nice team player. It's Matt Decker's first pitch to Thoreau, high and inside for ball 1.
And for Matthew Decker, that has to make him feel good. Just got here a couple days ago, and it's anytime you adjust to something like this, it's so new, and all these guys have been here for a while, and they know each other more.
1-0 pitch in there for a strike.
So it's got to just be encouraging for Decker. It's like, all right, getting the hang of things. Everything's becoming more normal. And that's good. It's a good thing for him.
1-1 pitch. Low and outside for ball 2.
I haven't had a chance to meet him yet, though.
I haven't either. And I never saw him yesterday at the games until he was on the mound.
I saw him in the morning.
Here's the 2-1 pitch by Decker. Swung on, fouled back for strike 2.
I was out taking care of something and just stopped by the booth to check on something, and I just saw a face that I hadn't recognized, and
makes sense. Put 2 and 2 together. That's Matt Decker.
It's kind of like process of elimination a little bit.
2-2 count for Colin Thoreau. Pitch high and inside, ball 3. And Thoreau actually has been walked twice, once in the second, once in the fourth, and scored a run in the fourth. Thoreau, the catcher, hitting 188 with 1 RBI and 1 double. 3-2 pitch. High ball 4, and Thoreau has been walked now 3 times this one game. Brings up Ryan Dobson, the second baseman. 1 for 2 with a single in the fourth. Then was part of that ending 3-4-3-6 caught stealing situation. Dobson hitting .077 on the season. First pitch shows bunt. Instead takes it as a strike. Kind of came around.
I've noticed something about the Pilots. Just a lot of variety in size. We just saw Sean Wood, tall, very tall, 6'6".
6'6".
Dobson's a little guy. And Kyle Nelson, a pitcher.
That's in there for strike 2 by Matt Decker.
Well, Nelson actually just finished his senior year in high school.
Yeah, so he's really young.
Yeah.
Decker sets. Check at first. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and it's a 3-pitch strikeout to end the inning here for the Miners. And it's no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base as we head to the top of the 7th. The Miners still trail the Pilots 3 runs to 2. You're listening to the Miners Radio Network. Top of the 7th here at Mulcahy Field. I'm Emma Tiedemann alongside Austin Pollock. And starting things off for the Miners, Tennessee Volunteer Jordan Rogers. First pitch by Ari Fouché, who is still on the mound now for a 7th inning of work for the Pilots. And Jordan Rogers swings at that one, evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike.
Did your finger just get caught?
Yeah. We're a little late coming back, I guess, because my finger got caught in the headset. Kind of hurt. 1-1 pitch, swung on, ground ball to Veers, the third baseman, makes the throw and makes the out. Podratz, the first baseman, had to jump up to catch it, but luckily he came down on the base before Rogers was able to make it to first. That's the first out, the 5-3 put out.
Right there, that's one of the reasons why they call third base the Hawkhorn. That was a ground ball hit very hard off the bat of Rogers, and Veers actually fielded it, and the ball kind of just let the ball hit him right in the gut, and then go right into his glove.
Brings up Terrence Conley, 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout. Takes first pitch blown outside, ball 1. Lefty versus lefty. Here's the pitch, this time inside for ball 2. Conley getting some cooking lessons by Denise Christopher, the general manager's wife.
Yeah.
Low ball 3. Learned how to cook pasta.
Eggs, maybe?
No, I think
No?
he knew
No,
eggs.
I think that was me.
Yeah, that was you. Meat, 3-0 pitch, and there for strike 1.
You know, he's learning a lot up here.
Definitely.
I think everybody is, though.
3-1 pitch to Conley. Swung on, ground ball down the third base side. That'll be fair. Veers diving for it. It gets past him, and Conley has a 1-out double. He slides into second, and the throw gets behind Dobson, but Conley stays at second with the double.
Good head first slide from Connolly.
Not a belly flop?
No, that wasn't a belly flop.
No, that was a clean slide.
The two of them yesterday, I think those were.
Frost didn't think his was a belly flop.
No, he kind of said, he goes, that was a head first slide. I said, that's just another way of saying belly flop's another way of saying head first slide.
See, belly flop just sounds bad, like they just fell.
That was yesterday. We're moving on.
Brings up Dane Wunderlich, the left fielder. Fouls the first pitch back.
Let's talk about my improvements, though. I'm getting my colors right.
Yes.
And it is 8:51. I'm getting the timing right, too. Very few mistakes tonight.
I think it's been pretty good. 0-1 pitch by Fouché. Wunderlich swings, and it's ground ball to the shortstop, Protashio, and it literally goes between Protashio and Veers. Both of them, I think it was kind of a miscommunication about who was going to take that ground ball, but nonetheless, Wunderlich reaches first base, and 2 runners are on here in the top of the 7th inning. And we are back to the top of the order with Cameron Frost, who was 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a flyout, but has 11 RBIs on the season with 2 home runs, 7 doubles, and 4 triples. Fouché sets. Here's the first pitch to Frost. In there for strike 1. And that'll be a single for Dane Wunderlich. That's the official scoring. So Conley reaches on a double, and then Wunderlich with a single. Tying run at second. Ross fouls this one out, so the tying run is on second, and Terrence Conley, Wunderlich the leading run at first base.
Miners working on a rally from the Valley.
Yes. Since they are in Anchorage and not in the Valley. 0-2 pitch, swung on, ground ball, line out to Veers. Veers throws back to Dobson, the second baseman. Conley slides in to try and tag back up, but is not able to beat the throw. So that is no runs on 2 hits no errors, and 1 left on base as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Miners still trail the Glacier Pilots 2-1. You are listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Bottom of the 7th, and Matt Decker on the mound for the Miners. Not the catcher Matt Decker from Stanford, but the Matt Decker from Incarnate Word. Ready to get things started here in the bottom of the 7th. Top of the order with Justin Protasio, the shortstop. First pitch by Decker in there, a little high for ball 1. Protasio grounded out in the first, had a single in the 3rd, stole 2nd, and scored a run in the 3rd, and grounded out in the 5th. 1-0 pitch, ground ball back to the pitcher off the glove of Matt Decker. Charging is Panachone, and Protasio is able to reach base on the single. Next up for the Pilots, Chester Pack, playing center field tonight. 2 for 3 with a line out in the first, but then a single in the 3rd was left on base, and then a double in the 5th, and scored a run off Kevin Veer's RBI double, who followed him.
Yeah, this is the tough part of the lineup. Batters 1 through 3, they're 4 for 8.
First pitch, swung on, high fly ball into right field. Going back for it is Newell. Newell makes the catch, and that's 1 away. Now up, Kevin Veers, third baseman. You hear the song?
I do.
Okay. Veers was walked in the first inning by Sevi Romo, had a fly out in the 3rd, and a double, RBI double, in the 5th to drive in Chester Pack for the leading run over the Miners. First pitch, big swing for strike 1. Insurance run on first, and Justin Protasio. Decker looks at first. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Little high for ball 1. Lefty versus lefty with Decker and Veers. Veers hitting .204 with 2 home runs, 11 RBIs, and 4 doubles. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball in there for strike 2.
Decker looks a lot better today than he did yesterday. And yesterday he wasn't even, he was actually pretty solid. I think the issue with yesterday's game was more of a defense problem than a pitching problem.
1-2 pitch, high fly ball into right field. Going back for it is Newell.
Foul.
And that is a foul ball. In case the foul ball hits your car, be sure to call Napa Auto Parts in Big Lake, Wasilla, and Palmer. Very nice people there. They'll help you out.
Napa Day at the park tomorrow.
A doubleheader tomorrow.
Yeah.
Starts things off at 6 o'clock.
2 7-inning games. Join us for the pregame show at 5:45. Hope to talk to Jim Ruda. He's the main guy for
Napa.
For Napa Auto Parts, our sponsor.
1-2 pitch. Big swing for strike 3. That's now 2 away, and the second strikeout of the night for Matthew Decker. Brings up Trevor Podratz, the first baseman. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a ground out. Podratz still has not hit against the Miners.
No. 0 for 3 tonight. 0 for 17.
Struck out twice against Sevi Romo earlier in the game. First pitch in there for a strike for Decker. Like a very fast ball right over the plate.
Yeah, Decker throws hard. He's tall. He's also thin though.
0-1 pitch. In the dirt, runner will go at first. Round second, head into third. Meyer picking up the ball, makes a throw to third. And that advances Protasio all the way around from first to third on the pass ball. That'd be a wild pitch. On the wild pitch.
So Protasio steals second. He advances to third on the wild pitch.
Sometimes those calls can be a little tough. 0-2 count to Protasio. Excuse me, to Podratz. That's low and away, ball 1. Protasio is on third. And we're here at the bottom of the 7th inning, and the Pilots lead the Miners 3-2. Decker with the sign from Meyer. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Big swing. That's strike 3. The third strikeout for Matt Decker, and the third out of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors on 1 left on base. As we head to the top of the 8th. Excuse me, the bottom of the 8th. The Miners trail 3-2. You're listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network.
Other than the 4th inning, Ari Boucher has been very, very solid for the Pilots. He's back out for the 8th inning of work. He'll face Paul Panachone, Cam Newell, and Josh Meyer. Pilots lead the Miners 3-2 in the top of the 8th. And the first pitch is low ball 1. Panachone flew out to right in the first, walked and scored in the 4th, and was retired. Ripped into left center field. That's going to get down. Chester Pack chases for it. Panachone rounds first. The throw in the second. Panachone slides. Heads first. He's in safe. Leadoff double for Paul Panachone. The tying run in scoring position.
Just a beautiful hit by Paul Panachone. Saw that wide open space with Chester Pack playing into right center almost. And just hit it just enough where he could get that extra base and get onto second versus just heading to first. Just a perfect hit by Paul Panachone.
Here's Cam Newell. Well, we mentioned earlier that Panachone likes that left center field gap. And I understand how Chester Pack could play so far in and so far to the right. First pitch to Newell, swing and rip to the right. It's foul. And I guess if you're Ben Taylor and the rest of the Matsu Miners, this is the man you want at the plate when you have the tying run in scoring position. Newell has 20 RBIs. And he is 1 for 3. No RBIs tonight. Did not have any yesterday. In either game. 0-1 on the lefty from UC Santa Barbara. 0-1. Swing and lined and caught at shortstop by Justin Protasio, 1 away. That wasn't really a sharp liner, but it wasn't a fly ball. It was just kind of a slow liner that just...
It's kind of a weak line drive?
Yeah, weak line drive. It kind of went... I can't draw this, but it went... I guess I could. It went straight and then just kind of dipped a little bit.
Tailed off.
Yeah. There's Meyer, 1 for 3. Into right center. That it's going to get down, but no, the right fielder, Nico Saenz, makes the catch. The quick throw back, and Panachone is back safely. Nico Saenz kind of just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, that was great hustle by that right fielder because I thought it had a very good chance of getting down for a base hit, but no, Nico Saenz hustled over there and made the catch, keeping Panachone at second. He thought that was going to get down also, made it about halfway to third, and had to run back and slide into second to tag back up.
And we know I thought that was going to get down. Here's Nick Senzel, 1 for 3. Runner in scoring position. Ari Fouché steps off the mound. Another big gap in left center. I've drawn 3 gaps in left center. I'm not going to draw it. First pitch is low ball 1 to Nick Senzel. First baseman tonight. Started the game at 2:26. Time called as the catcher Thoreau out to talk to Fouché.
Senzel 1 for 3 tonight with a double and scored a run in the 4th inning. Had a fly out to right in the 2nd and a fly out to left in the 6th.
It's almost time. Actually, I'd say it's time to start thinking about that player of the game. Comment below or tweet at us. Or send us an email. Want to know on Senzel, runner at second. It's Panachone. He led things off with a double. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Miners host the Pilots tomorrow in a doubleheader beginning at 6 o'clock Alaska time. But this one not over yet. 3-2. Twisted foul right side.
That ball sponsored by Car Safeway.
And I kind of got a peek at the crowd down there here at Mulcahy. It's a good crowd here on hand for this matchup. A lot of people stayed after the kind of rain showers.
1-2 to Senzel. Line foul just to the right of the foul line. We are hearing that there are black bears near the Alaska State Fairgrounds.
Which is where Herman Brothers Field is at.
Yeah, I have not seen a bear yet.
I haven't either, but I've already seen a bear in my life, and I'm good.
I would love to see a bear, as long as I'm inside.
I saw a bald eagle, so...
1-2, runner off, ground ball to short. Protasio has it, throws to first, and that'll end the inning. Ari Fouché has been spectacular in this one. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on. We are through 7.5. Pilots lead 3-2 on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Bottom of the 8th here in Anchorage. The Pilots lead the Miners 3-2. Looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter here.
Number 23, J.J. Wagner.
J.J. Wagner pinch hitting for Clayton Taylor against Matthew Decker. It's been great. First pitch to Wagner. On the inside corner, 4-1. And I'd like to give a shout out to Kaysen, our host brother. We know he's listening.
Oh, yes.
Just got back from spending about 3 weeks in Idaho.
The house was very quiet without them.
Oh, one little high, ball 1-1. Kaysen loves playing Monopoly.
And is very good at it.
He is. He beats me every time.
I've played once, and man, it was impressive.
1-1 upstairs and away, 2-1. Yeah, he's beat me about 4 times, maybe 5.
And he just doesn't, it's not like, oh, he kind of beat. No, he bankrupts you.
Yeah, he does.
And takes all your property, and you're there with nothing. And he offers pity money. That's nice.
2-1, swing and a miss, 2-2. One day I will win.
By the end of the summer, we have about a month and a week left.
Yeah, but, that was because I was here for about, 3 weeks before the season started because of class. And now I've got class and calling the games. Popped up, right side, it's just foul. Still 2-2. Now there's not a lot of Monopoly time.
No.
I'll make the time.
Yeah, you got to make the time for Kaysen.
I will. Only for Kaysen.
Only for Kaysen.
2-2 on Wagner. Outfield straight away. Wonderlic playing deep and left. Here's the 2-2 from Decker. In the dirt. Full count, 3-2. Remember, get those player of the game tweets in, emails, comments. Tweet at us at ABL Miners. Email us, matsuminersbroadcast@gmail.com. 3-2 from Decker. Lifted high and deep to center. Coming in is Frost. The wind blew that one in very quickly. And that's one away as Frost takes care of out number 1.
Yeah, that ball was very, very high, and it looked like it was going to go a lot deeper, but the wind caught it, and Frost, it kind of held it there. And so Frost came in instead of having to go out.
Ben Taylor making his way to the mound. Infield comes in. It looks like we may have a pitching change. There was somebody warming in the bullpen. Now somebody with a glove walking beside the fence near the bullpen. Now he's walking slowly. Now he's stopped, and we're going to wait for that signal from Ben Taylor. Oh, Sweet Caroline here. And we've got a new pitcher coming in. Well, I have everything you need to know on this new pitcher. Night is done for Matthew Decker. He's been absolutely stellar. And we will be right back on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. pitcher for the Miners, Ryan Oglesby, 1-0. He's not giving up an earned run yet. This is his 5th appearance, his 2nd against the Pilots. 5 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 4 strikeouts, and 3 walks. He will face Nico Sainz. First pitch, a called strike. It's very clear just how different his delivery is, but it's worked. 0-1, same spot, same result, 0-2. Oglesby, 5'11", 195 pounds from Slippery Rock, which finished his sophomore year. Home is Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. 0-2 to Sainz. Fouled off to the right, out of play, still 0-2. He last pitched on the 27th against the Chinooks, went an inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 strikeout. Excuse me, no runs, no hits, no walks, and 1 strikeout.
Having trouble reading baseball statistics now? Oh, Lord. Thought we came such a long way.
You know, I think it's because they're all zeros. And
that confuses you?
Sometimes when it's no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. When it's a 1-2-3 inning, it gets confusing. 0-2. Just outside, 1-2. That looked to be about the same spot as the 2 called strikes. 1-2. Way outside and goes to the backstop, 2-2.
Sainz 0 for 3 with 2 flyouts and a ground out. 4 home runs, 9 RBIs on the season.
2-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He chases a fastball in the dirt. Meyer has to throw down. Ball got away. And that's 2 away. First strikeout for Oglesby. And here comes Sean Wood. Emma's got her dance moves going on here.
Not moves, just swaying. It's
Rocking.
Miley Cyrus. I really did like this song in, like, was it junior high it came out? Freshman year of high school?
I have no idea.
It was a while ago.
First pitch up and away to Sean Wood. He's 0 for 3. 1-0 the count against Oglesby. Miners going to have to work on a rally from the Valley in the top of the 9th. 1-0, foul tipped into the mitt of Meyer, 1-1. The Miners will send Blazer, Rogers, and Connolly to the plate in the top of the 9th. Pilots lead 3-2. 1-1. Foul back, 1-2. 2 away, bases empty, outfield straight away. Frost maybe a step or 2 toward left center. Big gap in right center. Fly ball to the left side, foul over by the Miners. Bullpen still 1-2. I've noticed something. Usually when there's a lefty at the plate, it's kind of like the outfield shifts to the right side in case he pulls the ball. I've noticed pretty much all of tonight that they've just shifted opposite. Trying to just guard the opposite field. 1-2, ground ball to the right side. Second baseman Connolly has it, throws to first. And that'll retire the side. 1-2-3 inning for Matthew Decker and Ryan Oglesby. It's still 3-2. We're through 8. Pilots on top. We head to the top of the 9th. Time to rally from the Valley on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. is done for Ari Boucher. 8 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. He gives the ball to Justin Dellinger from Texas State. We've seen Dellinger a lot. This is the 4th time he's facing the minors. This is his 6th appearance overall. He's 1-1 with a 4.76 ERA, 8 strikeouts and 5 2/3. He has not given up a hit since June 14th, and he earned the loss in that game when Johnny Loker hit a walk-off grand slam to win it in the bottom of the 9th. He went a third of an inning in that game, 1 hit, 4 runs, 3 of them earned, and 2 walks. He faces Nick Blazer to start the top of the 9th. And the first pitch is low for ball 1. Blazer is 1 for 3.
Blazer had a ground out in the 2nd, a double in the 4th, and was struck out in the 6th. He was Boucher's 4th strikeout.
1-0. In the dirt, 2-0. Emmett and I were sort of talking in between innings when we saw that Dellinger was the new pitcher. We were wondering maybe if Johnny Loker was going to somewhere here make a pinch hit appearance. And he might. Still don't know yet. 2-0 to Blazer. And they're called strike on the inside part of the plate, 2-1. There are a couple situations where I could see him coming in to pinch hit. Here's the 2-1 from Dellinger. Chopper back to the mound. Dellinger has it in his glove. Flips to Podrats at first. 1 away. That'll bring up Jordan Rogers. Rogers is 0 for 3. Dellinger sets. Here's his first pitch. In there, called strike.
Rogers 0 for 3 with a flyout in the 2nd, a flyout in the 4th, and a ground out in the 7th.
Miners are 3-1 against the Pilots this summer. 0-1. Outside 1-1.
We've seen Rogers in a few situations going 0 for 3 into his last at bat, and able to reach base
Single, double.
any way he can.
He's a big part of all those rallies. 1-1 to Rogers. Low, 2-1. Miners trail the Pilots 3-2 in the top of the 9th. Only 2 runs in the game for the Miners were in the top of the 4th. Pilots scored 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, and 1 in the 5th. Against Sevi Romo. 2-1. Chopped foul at home plate, 2-2. One away. Blazer grounded out to the pitcher Dellinger for the first out. 2 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Miners. 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Pilots. 2-2. Dellinger gets the sign, sets, and time called by Rogers. The rain has stopped here in Anchorage.
Just cooled off a little bit.
I'm a little chilly.
Oh.
2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 away. First strikeout for Dellinger.
The Northeasterner says he's chilly.
I'm allowed to be cold. Here's Terrence Connolly. He's 1 for 3. He doubled in the 7th. Hit a ball that was just fair down that left field line. Went opposite field. First pitch. Swing and up the middle of base hit. Terrence Connolly is the tying run at first base. And Dane Wunderlich making his way to the plate. Connolly.
Oh, wait.
Oh. What do you got?
BT is at the dugout and has his hand up. Kind of say, hold on a second. Looking into the dugout. And we're going to have a pinch runner.
John Farindelli.
Huh. Okay.
It's actually, this is kind of funny. BT, I could hear him. I said, 8. I heard him say 18. And I'm thinking, who's 18?
That is
That's going to pinch runner. It's John Farindelli. But here's something interesting. This is a smart move by BT because he knows Farindelli from Chandler Gilbert. So a runner at first, it's Farindelli. Wunderlich the batter. First pitch from Dellinger. Swing and fouled off Wunderlich and stays around the home plate area. 0-1. Cameron Frost is on deck. I was wondering if we were going to see Johnny Loker because Wunderlich has played in left field. And Loker, for most of his games, has played left field, so it would have been a perfect pinch hit situation. 0-1 to Wunderlich outside, backhanded by the catcher Thoreau, 1-1. Tying run at first, it's Farindelli. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Quick throw back. Podras can't make the tag. I think he would have had Farindelli. Farindelli just got back.
It looked like Farindelli even went over Podras' glove and kind of jumped on the top of the bag. That was definitely a close one.
Yeah. Very close. I've seen Farindelli take batting practice.
Yeah. Well, he was an
times.
outfielder, right? So he used to hit?
A couple times. 1-2 to Wunderlich. Called strike 3. And that'll end the game. The Miners leave that tying run on at first base. And they fall to the Pilots 3-2. And it was just a lack of offense. Again, the pitching pretty solid. And we'll be right back with the Matsu Miners post-game show brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. We'll have our player of the game. No interviews as we are on the road, but stay with us. And we are on the road, so we do keep it short as we travel back with the team. But once again, the final, the Miners drop this one to the Pilots 3-2. Back on the Matsu Miners postgame show brought to you by Napa Auto Parts, Austin Pollock with Emma Tiedemann. The final, the Miners fall to the Pilots 3-2. They'll get a shot at them again tomorrow in a doubleheader. 2 games starting at 6 o'clock in Palmer. A make-up from last week's rainout. So let's break this one down. Little offense. The Miners score early and often. And I mean very early and very often. Sometimes in the first, and they can even get 2-3 runs, and that's good enough for the entire game. But this time they had a lead at one point. They led 2-1 in the fourth, but all that scoring was just done right in the middle of the game. A run in the third, fourth, and fifth for the Pilots. Those were their 3, and the Miners actually out-hit the Pilots 8-7. But the 2 runs in the fourth just not enough to get it done. But let's talk about Sevi. Sevi Roma went 4 2/3, gave up 3 runs and 6 hits. He put his team in a position to win. It was just the hitting, a lack of offense. 3 runs in the last 2 games when you consider that game 2 of the doubleheader yesterday, and 3 runs in 2 games. I guess you could just call that 16 innings. That's unusual for us to see, especially from the Miners.
Yeah, definitely. And like you said, Miners kind of didn't get things started until the 4th inning. They were 3 of 3 down in the first inning, saw 4 batters in the second. Meyer had a leadoff double in the second inning, was left on base, and then another 3 of 3 down inning in the third. And in the fourth is when they scored the 2 runs, with Panachone with a leadoff walk, stole second, stole third, and scored a run. And then Senzel made it on base with a double. Then Blazer with another RBI double to score in Senzel. That's when things could have gotten started, but they just kind of fizzled out the rest of the game for the Miners, just not able to reach base. Or when they did, they were not able to score. They did not have any runs batted in, but I think the kind of breath of fresh air, if you will, was Matt Decker at pitching. Came in, pitched very solid for his second game out. And should we say who's the player of the game?
Matthew Decker from Incarnate Word, the pitcher, not the catcher. Matthew Decker is the player of the game, and really, he was good. I really thought it was good, especially after his last outing yesterday. That was a little off, but that was nerves. There's a lot going on there. But yeah, he went 2 2/3 and just gave up 1 hit.
No runs.
No runs, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. He could just, in the long run, he could just be a very, very solid arm for at the back end of that bullpen for Ben Taylor and Brad Baker.
Oh, definitely. And I think that, we talked in the pregame about the relievers for the Miners not being as solid. We had the beginning and the end. Okay, with the starters doing a lot better, and the one of our closers, Vince Arobio, in the 8th and 9th innings, but that middle part was a little iffy. But with Matt Decker as one of the relievers now, I'm kind of relaxing now, knowing he's there.
Oh, I agree. I think this kid's bright, this kid's good, and he's solid. And this is a good hitting Pilots team. They've got a lot of offense. I mean, they're able to beat the Miners, which is also they're a very good offensive team. But maybe the bat's a little cold right now, and the pitching heating up. And sometimes, for the most part this summer, the Miners have had both. Or if they didn't, the bats would just sort of overpower maybe not so good pitching. But right now, it seems like the bats are a little cold, and the pitching seems to be a little bit on the warmer side.
Right, and then Miners have another shot at the Pilots tomorrow with a 2-game, 7-inning doubleheader between the Pilots starting at 6 o'clock, 5:45 pregame show. And I think that wraps it up here at Mulcahy.
That does. Again, the final score, the Miners fall to the Pilots 3-2. Another showdown of the National League coming up tomorrow. As Emma just said, these two go at it starting at 6 o'clock in Game 1. Game 2 will be about 30 or 40 minutes after that. So be with us. We will be with you for another 14 innings of baseball. Two 7-inning games tomorrow night between these two teams. Miners try to get back in the win column. They've dropped 2 straight. For Emma Tiedemann, I'm Austin Pollack. Once again, the final score, the Pilots beat the Miners 3-2.